Hi beautiful ones. Today, lovelies, I'm going to be showing you how to create your very own at-home DIY lactic acid face peel. So if that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, keep watching. One of my subscribers asked me to do this tutorial, hence that's why I'm doing it. There are a few precautions we need to take. In fact, there are quite a lot of precautions. We need to be very, very sensible. We're dealing with an acid here which could burn our skins. So obviously common sense prevails here, guys. If you have sensitive skin, avoid this peel totally, guys. Just don't even go there. But a professional lactic acid or any alpha hydroxyl acid face peel in a surgery or an office would set you back £100, £150. This one, our DIY at-home formulation, is as strong as a professional one, but it's going to cost us a fraction of the price, guys. So that can't be bad, can it? So why lactic acid? Well, lactic acid is one of the biggest alpha hydroxy acids. It's not as big as glycolic acid. Glycolic acid is the smallest alpha hydroxy acid. Therefore, it enables it to penetrate further into the epidermis, giving a far more deeper exfoliation. It's certainly not as small as salicylic acid either, which is able to actually penetrate into the pores, unclog pores, so on and so forth. Lactic acid, like this one here, this is 100 mils. This is an 80% solution of lactic acid. Obviously, we need to dilute it down further, but lactic acid is, as I say, it's one of the larger alpha hydroxy acids. Therefore, it doesn't penetrate as deeply as the other alpha hydroxy acids, therefore gives you more of a surface exfoliation as opposed to a deep down exfoliation. Many of the alpha hydroxy acid peels that they perform in offices or the ones you can buy in the shops come in liquid form, guys. Now, I think this is an inherent issue with the composition of the formulas because obviously a liquid, you can't apply it straight from bottle onto face. You've got to apply gloves and then it spills or it splashes everywhere. This is our peel. As you can see, it's a gel. I've basically made a gel. So it's got a horrible smell. I don't like the smell of lactic acid. It smells a bit like goats or something like that. It's not as bad as some of the longer chain alpha hydroxyl acids, but it's certainly got a pungent aroma to it. Now, to make this gel, what I do, I'll show you the DIY part of how I actually made this chemical face peel gel in a little bit in the tutorial phase or the DIY part of this video. But this is the ingredient. It's Guar gum. If I just tell you briefly where I got the lactic acid, was from eBay. It's available internationally, guys. You can buy this anywhere. As I say, this is an 80% solution. It comes in 20, 40, 60 and 80% solutions. That costs £4.99, I believe. I will link all of this into the description below. For 100 mils, £4.99 for 100 mils, making that very, very economical, guys. This pack of Guar gum, I used a fraction of a teaspoon to create the gel. There's 100 grams here. This will last me ages, guys. In fact, it makes a really, really good base for serums, gels, so on and so forth. It doesn't lift as well as acacia powder or gum arabic does, but you know, I mean, for a face peel, it's brilliant. Pop that over there. And why I've made it into a gel is because it adheres to the skin basically, and therefore, you know, a liquid would just possibly run off or just wouldn't sit very well on the skin, whereas a gel will definitely adhere to the skin, therefore exacting a more even and a more thorough exfoliation, if that makes sense. The percentage of lactic acid in this face peeling gel is possibly around 20 to 25%, making it one of the strongest face peels I've ever come across. And therefore, obviously, it's going to strip basically the top layer of the skin off. So we're going to have to take some severe precautions or serious precautions when using this gel, guys. It's really easy to make, but very, very potent and a little bit dangerous, I suppose, if used incorrectly. But the benefits of using a face peel outweigh the negatives totally and completely, guys. You know, your skin will thank you because it will be baby soft. It will glow from within. It will be incredibly smooth, almost like porcelain. So before I show you how to apply the mask, I think I would just talk about precautions. Actually, this is possibly the most important thing you'll need, as well as the mask itself. This is a neutralizing spray, which I've done an entire different video on, a separate video on. This is so important, guys. I felt that it was really important to highlight this fact. So I've done an entire separate video on this. if you want to know how, in fact, you'll need to know how to make this. So please watch that one first. It's entitled something like, I haven't thought about the title for that video yet, but it is a post peel neutralizing spray. And this is vital, guys. Have this with you at all times. And what we're going to be doing is, once we've applied the peel, we're going to leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to rinse it off with cold water. I'm not going to use anything abrasive on my face. I'm certainly not using any alcohol. I'll talk about alcohol in a minute. And we're certainly not using cotton pads. In fact, we're going to be painting on the peel with a brush. And you should do the same, guys. You can use fingers, but just be very, very careful. We're not aiming to pull the skin or slap it or tap it or anything like that, because the whole thing could get really red and inflamed and messy. So precaution number one is to have your bottle of acid neutralizer at all times, guys. And please watch the video before proceeding. Second, and possibly as important, precaution we need to take is Vaseline. We're going to be applying this to any sensitive, particularly sensitive areas around the eyes. We're not going to go in around the eyes. This morning I watched Wayne Goss applying his 35% GCA peel. And firstly, he cleansed his skin with alcohol, which is a big no-no, guys. What alcohol does is it strips the skin of all its natural oils, therefore making it more vulnerable for irritants, and it also compromises the moisture barrier. He also applied it right under his eyes, which again is a big no-no, guys. The skin around the eyes is 3 times thinner than the rest of our face, therefore making it really, really vulnerable to irritants. And you know, when you put something on your eyes and it inflames them, it's because the skin is so much thin around there. So apply a generous layer of Vaseline around the eye area and the lip area, anywhere else you're going to be applying the peel to. If you think that 20 to 25% lactic acid is too strong, then you can certainly reduce the amount of lactic acid in the gel mask formulation, or the peel formulation, I should say. Just add a fraction of a teaspoon, you know, and then build up slowly. That's my only advice. That's probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you, or the most important pieces of advice, is to start small and build up. You know, go with a light hand, guys. I would say, use it possibly once or twice a month to start off with, and then once your skin's got used to or you've established whether your skin can actually take a chemical peel or not, then, you know, increase the frequency to once a week. So that's 4 times a month, guys. Post peel, obviously we're using cold or warm tap water or a bowl of any sort of water. No soap, guys. We need to get the acid formulation off our faces, and then we're going to go in with a generous amount of our neutralizer. You know, spritz it all over your face, soak your face with it, guys, because what the neutralizer does is it stops the acid from working immediately, and therefore will halt any exfoliation which the acid peel is producing. And because it's in a spray bottle, we're not pulling at our faces or slapping our faces around, you know, too much, therefore increasing the irritation potential. But once you've applied this baby to your face, leave it, let it dry naturally. I wouldn't start using a towel and rubbing your face vigorously. That's going to inflame it all. But yeah, the peels, they do work, guys. And what the peels do is they offer the skin a far more concentrated exfoliation, therefore reducing any muddiness, removing dead flakes, so on and so forth. And also it can help to synthesize collagen, you know, the support fibers in the skin, which give the skin its bounce and its firmness, its suppleness. And you'll just, if you use this, if you can get on with it, the peel, and you know your skin accepts the peel, and you're not breaking out or weeping or anything horrible like that, then you know your skin will really start to thank you, because you'll start to see a translucence, an incredible softness, an incredible smoothness. However, as I say, there are loads of precautions we need to take, guys, so please be careful, very, very careful, in fact. And also, you will also require a sunscreen afterwards, because we are in effect removing the top layer of the skin, thus revealing brighter, fresher, newer skin underneath, and that's going to need protecting, guys. Also the new skin, because it hasn't got the top layer of dead skin cells on protecting it from the sun. It's going to be really, really vulnerable to the sun's damaging rays and so on, the UVB, UVA rays, so on. So use a physical sunscreen, one that has titanium dioxide or zinc oxide in. I wouldn't use a chemical sunscreen, guys. And if you have to use a moisturiser, I would choose one which is oil-free. We don't want anything heavy or irritating on the skin. Totally free of fragrance, certainly alcohol-free. Something which is going to soothe the skin, nourish the skin, help to calm it down, help it to recover. So now, guys, I'm going to talk you through how to actually apply the peel and how it feels on my skin, and you know how I do it basically. So first of all, I'm going to open up my tub of Vaseline, Vaseline. It's got no Z in it, has it? So on my finger, I've got, that's a little bit too small. So on my finger, I've got about that much. I'm just going to apply this to my immediate eye area a little bit more. And this is going to protect my eyes from the peel. If I should get any of the peel in my eye area, the best thing to do is just totally avoid the eye area. Might put some on my lips as well. Not because I'm going to be peeling my lips, it's just that I like to have glossy lips. Right. So now, guys, as I said, use a brush. You can use fingers, but we're going to be pulling on the skin. But so this is how I do it. Just soak your brush. Can you see that? Soaking my brush in the gel. I would keep this gel in the fridge, or just make enough individual amounts before each peel. If you want to make up loads, then do use a preservative which is not going to irritate your skin. I'd avoid potassium sorbate, beautiful ones, because that is an irritating preservative. So all I'm going to do is just paint on a thin layer. Oops. He says it's going everywhere. You can see I'm trying to avoid my eyes, just put a little bit on my nose. And because this is going to exfoliate the skin, it's also going to help to unclog blocked pores. And if my skin gets too red, I can just use my nicotine spray, can't I? Which is my Rescue SOS spray. I'm not saying you guys at home should do that, but it works incredibly well for my skin. It is deadly poison though, guys. So, you know, I'm not saying use it by any means. Right, and that's all I'm going to use today. So I've probably used about 1/10 of the whole gel I made earlier. My skin now feels tingly. It's not burning at all, guys. If it does start to burn, then go in with your neutralizer immediately, guys, and that will halt the chemical peeling process. It will turn the acid to an alkali or a more neutral pH immediately, and therefore will halt the whole process. Then you'll need to think about repairing the damage which the chemical peel has done to your sensitive skin if you do have a reaction, but fingers crossed you won't. So what I'll do is I'll leave this on for, I think, 10 minutes, and then I'll show you how I apply the neutralizing spray, and I'll have to go and rinse this off because I can't take the camera into the bathroom. Right, guys, I've just rinsed that one off, and a little bit of it stuck to my forehead. It was quite difficult to rinse off, but I got it all off eventually. Now I'm going to go in with my Post Peel Neutralising Spritz. And this will neutralise any acids immediately because it's got sodium bicarbonate in, which is quite a potent alkaline. And obviously alkalines neutralise acids. And that feels gorgeous. That feels really refreshing, that spray. Tastes really salty because obviously it is a salt. Let's let my face dry down a little bit. But no, it is, I would say if you are at all unsure, guys, then either avoid chemical peels or just use a lot less lactic acid. If you can measure out 5%, I wouldn't know how to even begin to calculate that one, guys. But to get my 20% solution, what I did was I just thought about it and I thought, well, if I dilute it by 4 times, that should give me a 20% solution. It is 80% lactic acid after all. But I'm waffling now, aren't I? Stop waffling, Joseph. But my skin feels amazing now, guys. It really does. And it's offered it or given it a translucency, which otherwise wasn't there. It's also made my skin far clearer. There's no more dead skin cells. I had loads of dead skin cells around my snout and they've all gone, they've dissolved. I would say too, if you're new to chemical peels, then start with less time as well. Obviously I'm a dab hand and I've been doing this for years. So I leave mine on for 10, 15 minutes or as long as I can bear basically. Sometimes it gets a bit uncomfortable, but I would say let's start maybe 2 to 3 minutes, build that up again to 5 minutes, then to 8 minutes, then to 10. Wouldn't go beyond 10 minutes really. I do, because as I say, I've been doing this for years and I know what I can do with my skin and what I can't. So piece of advice, know your skin, know what it can take, what it can't. Start with a very, very small amount of lactic acid and build up. Similarly, time-wise, start with a very small amount of time and build that up. But whilst it was on, it did start to tingle and it didn't get uncomfortable to the point where I had to go and rinse it off. But again, my skin is accustomed to chemical peels. If your skin is sensitive at all, as I said, avoid this formula, guys, or start small and build up. Time-wise, start small, build up, so on and so forth. Always have your neutralizing spray with you. You know, apply a generous amount of Vaseline around your eyes. Just avoid the eye area totally, guys. All that being said, guys, a chemical peel like our 20% lactic acid face peeling gel will transform your skin from dull and muddy to smooth, translucent, shining, healthy looking skin without any clogging or dead skin cells sitting around on skin surface. All of those will go, guys. It will help your moisturizer work better because it doesn't have to penetrate through a layer of dead skin cells. It will help to unclog pores and just make your skin make the skin cells turn over quicker. So it actually helps to make skin look more youthful. Nothing can make your skin young, guys, but it will help to improve the look of your skin and make it look more healthy. But there are, as I said, there are loads of precautions we need to take, guys. But all that being said, it is an incredible treatment for beautiful looking skin. All right, guys, here's the how-to. So beautiful ones. That's how we make our DIY at home 20% lactic acid face peel. What's he on about? Face peel. And also the Post Peel Neutralizing spray. If you haven't watched it, do watch it before performing any sort of peels, guys. It's essential you have your Post Peel Neutralizer with you. All that being said, it does improve skin quality considerably, so it's well worth doing. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.